So we have arrived at Loch na Scáil, the Dolmen. That's the only little signpost you will see. There is, well, it's a car parking area. Council did a bit of work here just recently and allowed for cars to be parked here. So we'll make our way towards the Dolmen, which will be down this area. And I'd like to warn you that the roads to this area are not the greatest. A lot of them are single tracks, so just take your time if you're coming up here. And it is a bit out of the way. At least it's kept nice and tidy. And we're now going to view the dolmen itself. The sign they have for it is Kilmogue Portal Tomb. It's a bit dirty, that sign, so I doubt you'll be able to read that. And they have one more sign here, which is just about stating that it's the Office of Public Works look after this now. And this is the dolmen, and it is quite a large one. It's got some height to it. So that is the portal. So I'm going to give a comparison for the size of it. I will stand in front of it so you can see exactly how large that is. And let's take a closer look at it. So this is the size of the dolmen. And you can see that that is quite tall and it's quite wide. And I'd say that weighs quite a bit of tonnage. So that's a comparison, so you can see how big this thing actually is. So we're now going to take a closer look at the stone itself. I was pretty sure the last time I was here that we actually saw some markings on some of the stonework. I'm just gonna, I think it might be round this side. Yeah, there is some markings just there. I'm hoping I'm getting that in for you. I can't make out what they are, but it looks to me, I don't know. But someone has put some markings on there. You can see where the rock has had bits coming out. Of course, they do claim that these are tombs and that there would be someone buried underneath there. I'm not a great believer of that. What do you think? Do you think that's what these were for? But the way they're balanced is just fantastic. Someone knew what they were doing. That is most definite. The balancing of them is just amazing. In fact, I find them amazing. It's so amazing how people, if that is indeed who made these, could actually lift and maneuver massive rocks like that into these types of positions and balance them. It's just, it's astounding to me. Now in this area, there are some other rocks as well. I've got one which I'll show you in a while, but there's a little stream which runs by this, and we'll get a compass bearing on the directions, and let's see if this is actually aimed at any particular direction. Now of course around this dolmen there are lots of other smaller stones. Well, smaller compared to the dolmen itself. I wouldn't like to start carrying all of these rocks around. But how they actually manage to stay in that position is just incredible. Someone really had some skill about how to balance rocks. Were they just showing off? Look at me at what I can do. I'm making a little bit of a clamber around here now. I want to get into this side. I mean, the sheer thickness or width of that rock is just incredible. And then of course around inside here we have yet more to look at. So I'm trying to get as much footage as I can of everything, so that you, if you wish, can pause, grab a frame and have a look for yourself. But it all looks precariously balanced to me. Look at it balancing on that rock there, and then you go over and it's just sitting on the edge there. And these rocks are not any lightweights, let me tell you. They are real heavy rocks. We'll make our way down to the other side of this. So we can get it from this view. the top, and then we come around. So let's find out what direction we are looking at. So this direction I'm looking at now is due east. As you can see, the actual top stone is not heading due east. The top stone is actually, let's have a look. That would be on a 73 degrees east. It was just placed at that position there. Doesn't seem to be any real specific position for it. Now, in the distance there, where the cows are, there is another rock. I'm going to have a look at that now. So I've zoomed in as much as I can on the Pocket 3 here, and there is another large stone right out there in front of us. I would say that's about 200 yards away from our position, 150 or 200 yards. I have heard that there is another large stone in another field somewhere, but apparently there's a bull in it most of the time, so we're not going to try and investigate that one just yet. But that rock over there would have something to do with this dolmen. Again, the heading on that one, it's really in a southwest direction, 245 degrees southwest from the dolmen. As I'm saying, the dolmen is directly behind me, so the directions are not, as far as I'm aware, for celestial purposes. I mean, in all honesty, when I do have a good look at these rocks, they actually look like concrete. It's pretty much, it's got lots of gravel, just all mixed up together, which would you actually make these out of concrete? Obviously put some sort of frame up first of all, and then mix up your concrete, because when I look at these boulders, the composition is totally different. That actually looks like a rock, as you expect a rock to look like. But then when you come back to one of these big side wall parts, that actually looks like concrete, like it was mixed. And the great big one at the top is actually very similar. Now I've got that on 2 times, so as close as I can get to it, I'll put it back to 1. But it does actually look like that's mixed up concrete as well. which I would find, well, if that was the case, then that is the case. But I don't know. It just doesn't look like a big piece of rock. Actually looks like it was made. The bigger ones. See this here? This big one. That looks like a... Well, that side looks like a concrete mix as well. And then it's like it was put onto a rock. In fact, you can see a seam just running up there. So you would have to draw your own conclusions. Really, you would have to come and look at it and determine that for yourself. But whatever it actually is all comprised of, it's still a fantastic, well, fantastic work of art, isn't it, really? I mean, what were they used for? What were they doing? How did they get that big massive rock up there? These are questions which, well, we all ask, but no one really has the answer to. Another thing here is that we're by a little tiny stream. Now that is all dried up at the moment because the weather's been so dry. But last time we were here there was a nice bit of water flowing along there. So whether that has any significance of or not, I do not know. But that is a big dolmen. Not the biggest in Ireland, by the way. There is a bigger one, and we shall be going to that one as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to just have one more little look at it. But that does look like it's layered concrete. And it all seems to be tilting slightly to the left. That one day will actually fall down. So I hope you enjoyed that small video. Let me know what you think in the comments, what your thoughts are on it all. And I'm just going to give you a view of the surrounding countryside. I mean, they chose lovely quiet places and locations. Very peaceful. We are literally isolated here.